Welcome back to the conclusion of Muslims Against Jihad. We end on an upbeat note. A young Muslim rapper chooses music over terror.
Although Abdul Malik could easily have met the same fate as Peter Sharif, his face is now displayed on billboards all over Paris. He too was heading into violence, terrorism, and jihad. As an Islamic fundamentalist, he was circling the edges of plans made by others, plans for armed attacks within France.
When I was in the fundamentalism, you know, with my beard, with my turban, I'm a Muslim, you have to respect me, you know, I have 1,000 of people behind me, and so respect me, listen to me, I say the truth, you know, think, you know, it was a black and white way of thinking, you know.
But Abdul Malik took another path, one that drew him away from fundamentalist Islam and into a vastly different world.
A lot of people can say, yeah, I'm a Muslim, but if you are killing people and you say I'm a Muslim, that you can't say I'm a Muslim, I'm a Jew or something. You are a murderer.
Vous allez bien? Bon, moi, vous savez, je suis musulman.
As a French rap star who writes all his own lyrics, Abdul Malik has used his music to turn against the Islamic extremism he was almost drawn into. One of his most recognized numbers is Le 12 Septembre, September the 12th.
Ok. Et j'avais déjà un flot de tarés lorsque les tours jumelles se sont effondrées. J'avais déjà un flot de dingues lorsque les tours jumelles se sont éteintes. Je fus choqué dans mon intime et je vous jure que si je n'avais pas eu la foi, j'aurais eu honte d'être musulman. Après ça, fallait qu'on montre aux yeux du monde que nous aussi nous n'étions que des hommes. Que s'il y avait des fous, la majorité d'entre nous ne mélangeait pas la politique avec la foi. J'avais déjà un taré.
We see a lot of stigmatization. A lot of, you know, people say, oh, Muslim, I like that, oh, Muslim. And I want to say that the 9/11 affects me, touch me in the same way that they touch every people in the world, and especially because I'm a Muslim.
Abdul Malik writes about what he knows, which often touches upon the difficulties he faced growing up in the immigrant communities in the French city of Strasbourg. It was from these immigrant areas that the Islamic fundamentalists looked for young men like Abdul Malik.
The extremists, they said, you are Muslim like we are. You are like we are, so go with us and you can change things.
Abdul Malik became one of a group of radical Islamists, driving the streets of French towns and cities, looking for Muslims who did not appear to be as religious as they were.
I go around Strasbourg, but around the France, I go to Bordeaux, Marseille, Paris, you know, and always with the same thing, you know, like come with us. If you don't come with us, it will be bad for you, you know. So it was never a violent thing, but it was something to separate people, you know. And when you separate people, you always have someone more fragile than the other, and they can go to the extreme way and violent way, you know.
But then one day, the Islamists wanted more from him than merely his talents at recruiting vulnerable young males. They approached him with a request that he move directly into outright terrorism.
Some guys that I know come to me and some of my friends, and say, you know, perhaps we can do something more than just say, you know, come with us, and because, you know, they don't like us. So we can do something, you know, like, and I said, do something, do what? They said, you know, like, I don't know, put a bomb somewhere and say that we are strong, and I said, you know, I was fooled, but not at the point to become, you know, put a bomb somewhere.
The bomb he was asked to plant was to have been put in a French police station. After he refused, there was still one other element that led to the final break with radical Islam: his music.
Living like a schizophrenic life, because it was in the same time I was pressure go to mosque and town and talk about Islam and things like that, and at the same time I became a rap star. You know, we signed our first record deal, and our reputation grow and grow. And one day we go in a town named Colmar in the east of France, and I was, you know, with my beard, my turban and things like that. And I go to the neighborhood, and people recognize me, but recognize me like a rap star. I said, can you sign me an autograph?
Music was against everything the Islamists stood for. It was something to be strictly forbidden. And so when they returned to the mosque, the emir, or spiritual leader of these Islamists, took Abdul Malik aside and revealed his own struggle.
And the emir, the responsible of the team, the group, said to me that you have to stop this thing. You have to stop music. You have to stop your activity, because it's not good for your spirituality. And he said, he gave me the example. I said, I was a big fan of Barry Wright. So I break all my Barry Wright records, and it's possible, you can do that, he said for me.
And so Abdul Malik had another choice. He could follow his heart, or he could be like his Islamist leader, who had destroyed all his Barry White albums and shut out what gave him joy in life.
I'm saving it all, the best for you.
And for me, it was just impossible. And that was the beginning of the end of my extremism way of living. J'étais devenu une parodie, une escroquerie spirituelle qui saoule grave, qui sait même pas ce qu'il dit, qui voit pas que c'est un malade et qui dit comme ça, tout le temps il dit comme ça, tout le temps. To be Muslim, real Muslim, you are a peaceful guy, you know, you are in peace with every human being. And being a man is not saying, yeah, it's the fault of police or things like that. The real guy said, what's my part of responsibility? That's being a man, and that's the teaching of real Islam, and that's the thing.
As a Fox News anchor, I've reported on radical Islam since before the attacks of 9/11. And those who've watched know how concerned I am that moderate Muslims are either not speaking out loudly enough against the hate and terror, or are being drowned out by the Islamists. And that's why I think it is so important for journalists to make films like this and for the world to see them. Now, one final note, there's even more to this story. Yes, this film and a companion documentary were rejected for the PBS network primetime series America at a Crossroad. But Oregon Public Television has now agreed to distribute that companion documentary in August. It will be called Islam versus Islamists, and it may be shown in your town, so check your local listings. So you've seen the film, you've heard the controversy, and now I'd like to hear what you think. Drop me an email at fncspecials@foxnews.com. I'm Edie Hill. Thank you for watching.